Yeah, because I could always adjust it, right?
Yep. What up,
Yo,
fam?
adjust these nuts,
We
fam.
out here.
What's
How's it
up,
going,
guys?
everyone? Feedback Fridays, Fast
Yeah.
Track Feedback Fridays, that is.
It
And I don't know if anybody's in the chat. I can't see in my thing if we've got anybody.
says two people, so it might be me and Josh, but who cares? We're firing it up. A
Perhaps.
few more people
Nice.
here.
Cool. Well, anybody who is listening in, welcome. And if you know, you know, but if you don't know, we try to give you the most detailed feedback we can on your music to try to make help you make the best music possible. And we've got a whole system set up here to help do that. So we've got a link there in the chat, fasttrack.studio/stream. That is our platform that we have built from the ground up that allows you to submit your tracks, and then we review them and give you a detailed take in our rating system here, which you can see with vibes, content, production, track total.
Mhm.
If you've got a really great track, you can get top tier track, and that's a rating that's off the scale here. It's purple,
Off the charts.
yeah, off the charts, and that will get you a feature on our
Raul, what's
Instagram.
up? Good to see you,
Raw
bro.
9 Raul, what's up? Welcome back.
That's
Good to see you again.
that's Gorngy, right?
That's Gorge. Yeah, I
No,
believe
no.
so. Is it?
Is it?
I think
Possibly.
so,
I think Raul 9 Raul has his own user too, but
or
maybe it's
maybe
Gorngy.
not. Yeah.
Are you Gorngy or Gurnge?
What's your
Gurnge.
artist name? Yes. Okay. Sweet.
I
Set
bet.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
which matches sort of your picture in the album art there. The colors.
it does.
Nice. Yeah, both pink.
Oh, oh, like his Twitch name?
His Twitch photo. Can you see it?
Oh, no, I don't see it. It says watching without audio. That's all. Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I clicked on it. All right.
in Restream chat, it shows me all of the profile pics.
The details. I see.
It doesn't
Cool.
show me that weird watching without audio crap, which I think is always false.
True. I've done a bit of a rebrand with my socials a bit. All right, cool. Do what you got to
Nice.
do, bro. Got four
Dope.
people in chat. Say what's up, y'all. Be like Gurnji or Raul9 Raul. Use our website. Submit your song. We want to hear it. We got 3 spots open in the free queue, and then there's always room for tipping if you submit and you want to go right away. First, you're impatient. We get it. $5 minimum. We'll get you to the top.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it immediately. So, yeah, cool. I guess in terms of the queue, we have our eyes. Ruben McRobert looks like the artist name is. As sounds fake, and also Gurnji, which is Raul Non Rule. So yeah, we will get to you very soon, Raul or Gurnji. I don't know what
Is
to
it
call you.
Gurnji or Gorge?
Orange.
Can't
Yeah,
remember.
I think he said like as a silent E or something.
Oh.
But anyways, that European shit. But all right, without further ado, we'll go Closer by Ruben McRobert here, submitted by Our Eyes. Uh,
Gorange.
Gorange, like orange.
I thought it
Okay,
rhymed with orange. I thought, yeah.
Gorange. Okay, cool.
Nice. So something
Um,
does rhyme with orange then.
yeah,
Gorange.
yeah. If Gorange is a word, what does that mean?
It's funny.
But all right, we got
Gorange.
Closer. Their role on the track was a producer. The genre is house. Artist Ruben McRobert. Description: made this today, so probably last week. So still a bit of a work in progress. Any suggestions are welcome. Thank you. Cool.
Sweet.
Okay. All right, we will listen to it then. Our eyes, if you're here, let us know if you have an updated version. If not, we're gonna roll with it.
Let's do
But
it.
we send you emails. So you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Happy Friday, y'all.
A
Whoa!
person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So
Wow, this
he
is a
loses
nice
touch with
soundscape.
reality
It is.
and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull,
Alan Watt.
perpetual and compulsive repetition of words.
Here we go.
Time to wake up.
Nice sound, man.
A little bit of an anti-drop. I like it.
Starting strong, y'all.
It's a little cool.
Nice.
Doesn't it rank me like coastline?
That's
I
what?
don't know. You can't tell what the lyric is.
No idea. Yeah. I love these synths here. That's great.
A person who thinks all the
Alan
time
Watts,
Absolute pop.
has
I think
nothing to
it's
think
Alan Watts.
about except thoughts.
Classic motivational speaker, I think.
So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusion.
Nice background singing too. Oh, I love it.
By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull, perpetual and compulsive repetition of words. Time to wake up.
Whoa. Oh, whoa. I like that. That's utterly weird.
listen to that little lead.
What did you say?
I think it sounds really good. Most interesting sound I've ever heard.
Oh, nice detune. I could use some more like little detune details like that. I think it's really cool. Fits the
Oh
song well.
yeah, yeah, that was super nice.
That was very good. Very good. He said he made it in a day,
What the
bruh.
fuck?
That's awesome. Wow. Most
Wow,
interesting house I've ever heard. Not, I mean, it gets weirder, Raul. Trust me.
man,
But
yeah,
yeah, this was
it's good.
definitely very interesting. It's good. Very good. Absolute bop indeed. Yeah. First impressions, vibes. Josh, what do you got?
Damn, I mean, I'm impressed. I mean, right away, it had that soundscape was just so lush, such a
Yeah.
nice like pad synth sound or whatever.
Hmm.
And then it goes into the sort of anti-drop almost where it's just like less bright than the section before it, like instead of everything being higher energy, like it's a little bit more restrained
Drip.
yet
Yeah.
still like it gets louder there. It's more bass heavy and it's fuller, but it's kind of that like, ooh, we're like underwater for the drop almost
Hmm. Hmm.
in a good
Hmm.
way. So like super mellow, super just again lush. Good sounds. Like the second half there, or the second drop, I liked how it was different. It was like significantly different. It was like the same like scene, but like different things happening in it. Not just like a cut and paste repetition. And the little synth lead there, I think
Yeah.
sounded great. It had lots of space. It was a nice timbre. It was like mixed in pretty well, and it worked really well with the side chaining that was
Yeah.
going on there. It was like a nice, pumpy tail on that synth lead. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean overall
It's
just like
dope. The
really well.
whole. Sorry. Go for it.
And I was just gonna say, like, really well structured overall and
Yeah.
good length, engaging throughout. Like I think honestly, like the Alan Watts thing, I've heard that in other songs before, like snippets of his stuff thrown in, and
Hmm.
it's always a little bit like like this person's trippy, like whoever made it. But I think it works well here. It's like thought provoking, and if you know it, you know it, and it's like doesn't really get old. So
You said this
overall, I like it a lot.
person's trippy.
Yeah, like, when you hear like a song like this and there's like
Yeah.
a passage from Alan Watts in it, it's like, "Oh, this person's like, tripping out listening to
Motivational.
Alan Watts," or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? But, yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
Alan Watts, was he just a motivational speaker? I thought he was also like a physicist or something.
I have no idea what if he had scientific background. I thought he was just like an intellectual and like a spirituality kind of guy and deep into like meditation and
Could
stuff
be.
like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure. He might have been a physicist too. That'd
It
be
says,
cool.
he's an English writer, speaker, and self-styled philosophical entertainer.
Okay,
Interesting.
yeah. Anything about physics there?
I
What's
don't
up?
think so.
Picture that. If you're trying to submit your song, please use this link. It's a website that we built ourselves, and it allows us to send you reminders when your time is up for being reviewed. And if you use the sign up system, you'll be able to submit much quicker in the future. So please use that.
Yeah, it allows us to go through our format here. We directly broadcast the track through the stream, so it's the best quality possible, and
Mhm.
give our ratings on it. And eventually, I think we'll probably enable seeing a history of all of the ratings that you've gotten from us, like on our platform. So there's just the whole system together makes it a lot easier for us and for you, hopefully. So if you experience any issues there, or like you're like, I want to fill this out, like give us that feedback, please. Like tell us, anything you encounter, any suggestions. We'd love to hear that, instead of just like, "Ooh, I don't want to do this," and then not doing it. Tell us why you don't want to do it, or what could be improved. That would be
Yeah.
much appreciated.
Yeah. You could
But
join our Discord too, but yeah, we don't
yeah, our
accept
Discord
submissions
is
there.
yes.
So, cool, but nice to see you.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah. So I talked about like that first like section with the synths there. It's very Dead Mouse kind of sound, which I love and very classic in the house scene. Um, Anti drop was good. That second drop with that top line synth, I think it for me filled out the frequency space that was kind of absent in the first drop, which I think it's fine. Like I was still kind of entertained throughout the first drop. But I did was like I was kind of like, okay, it's very low and heavy. Kind of the vocals are very airy and whispery, and this
Mm,
kind of left a hole in the middle.
yeah.
But it was like okay, and then yeah, that second drop came in and it kind of filled it in exactly what I was hoping for, and it did it in a like kind of a weird way. Um, I mentioned Flume esque, just like off the grid, like weird kind of melody going on and some detune going on too, which is always nice. I think it's around here actually, if I can.
Time to wake up.
Oh, cool! Yeah, I
It was
love that.
interesting. Like,
Memorable.
honestly, my thought hearing that the first and second time is like, it sounds like you were trying to do something a little bit off kilter and like different there,
Mhm.
but to me, it doesn't sound cool enough. Like it
I
sort of
think it could
sounds
go
almost like
further.
a mistake a little bit. To
Yeah,
me, it just sounds like it's a bunch of like do 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 do, like I could see if you had something where it was like a accelerating like subdivision or something where it's like do 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 do, like something cool like that,
yeah,
or a
yeah.
little more methodical, but like this was just kind of like it's a really loud synth part. Like just level wise, it's kind of sticking out a little bit already. Like something might have not been intentional there, and then
Dude,
it's
I
just
think it's just itself, isn't it? There's nothing else going on, is there?
Time to wake up.
Yeah,
there's a
pretty
few
much. There's
things.
a bass line, yeah, but
There's the bass line, there's that background thing that is like a "doo," and then it happens again, and it's the same. It sounds like it's the same synth, but just with a reverb on it and, like, pushed back,
mhm,
and the subdivisions don't line up really well, and they're just conflicting a little bit. Like, that specific little section sounds a little random to me still. Like, I think you could make it something cool, but
mhm.
I think the execution could be done a little bit more dramatically or in a cooler way.
I could see that. Yeah, I think it was a cool, nice attempt, but yeah,
Yeah,
probably could have been pushed a little bit further.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I'd say look into Flume for that kind of shit. He does it very well, I'd
yeah,
say. But yeah, I like the way, like just the way it sounds too. Like that synth itself, I think it sounds great. The detune on it, the sharpness of it, and it sounds very crisp in the mix. And yeah, like I said, filled out that frequency range that I was kind of missing in this first drop.
yeah, I
Um,
agree.
yeah, progression was nice. I was entertained all the way through. Groove was nice too. And I echo your thoughts on the Alan Watts thing too. It's always like, oh god, Alan Watts, like is this a
Yeah,
motivational video or something? And then I don't know, but
yeah,
it's like good, yeah. Um, it fit pretty well, I'd say. So
mhm.
yeah, that's kind of our thoughts on it. Vibes wise, do you have a score?
Yes.
What do I have? Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
3, 2, 1. Yeah,
yeah.
pretty damn good.
It's cool. I
Like it a
mean,
lot.
I, like, genuinely like it. I think that, like, the only thing that's bringing it down just a little bit is some of the, like, small details like we were talking about, but, like, if those are all perfect, it would for sure, I think, have potential to bring that vibe score, like, up. I mean, it's really cool. Like it a
Mm,
lot. Content, I mean, talked about it a little bit. I think the length is perfect. I think like the length of the sections and everything is good. That middle section, I sort of wonder like as we were listening to it for the first time, and you're like, oh, it's Alan Watts. There might be some reaction to that, and then you're kind of listening, and you're like, oh yeah, I kind of like that quote, or like it's kind of fun. I do wonder though, like on subsequent listens, if that would get old, just kind of like
Hmm.
hearing that same like Alan Watts snippet, and there's not a lot going on otherwise in the track there.
Hmm.
So like maybe there's not as much sticking potential for that part because there's not as much of a groove going on there versus like the drops that are like super sticky and you want to
Hmm.
just keep listening to it over and over.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. It's like he's trying to have Alan Watts carry that middle section, but like he's totally, I feel like,
yeah.
detracting. And I think Our Eyes has the potential to just like kind of wow us in his own way. Because even when I was listening to that
Mhm.
middle section, I was like, oh, there is kind of like beautiful melodies that are happening, but Alan Watts is the main, is like the front man, and it's like I don't want to listen to this guy. I want to listen to Our Eyes, not Alan Watts or Ruben McRobert,
Yeah.
I should say. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, content wise, I think a lot of the synth sound fantastic. Um, yeah, production wise too, I think it sounds pretty solid. So, but anyways, content. Do you have anything else to say before score?
I don't think so, really. I think we talked about everything there.
Yeah, I think like as just a general thing, it's like really solid. And I think for those some of those parts, you can like amp it up on terms of the uniqueness and make it less sound like a mistake and more sound like, oh, this is like supposed to be weird and wacky, and I'm going all the way with it. Like
Yeah.
avoid the uncanny valley. Um, and like yeah, maybe not lean on Alan Watts. Like I think you could surpass that guy in terms of, I mean, for music, like that guy's is
You could be
motivational
even
speaker
better
for
than Alan
days.
Watts. I don't think he
Yeah,
was a
that's fair enough.
motivational speaker. I think he was more of a philosophical speaker. I mean, he did have some stuff that was
Sure.
kind of motivational-ish, but I think of like all the kind of scammy salesy people that are like motivational speakers, and I don't think
Yeah.
of Alan Watts like that really.
I don't know. I guess I feel like I'd put him in that similar camp. Like he's just
Really?
in a lot of like motivational like montage videos
Yeah,
from I
he
used
is.
to
Yeah,
watch
that's
those back
true.
in the day.
I think it wasn't like that. Like, I don't know. Well, maybe it was kind of his intention back then. He was a
Yeah.
philosophical entertainer, which is a little bit like in that realm.
Yeah, and I mean, he would talk about love and stuff, but like he got divorced like 5 times or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Like that's why I'm like, do I listen to this guy? Like, does he know what
yeah,
he's talking about? Like, he
yeah,
sounds like very intelligent and very thoughtful, but
yeah.
yeah, what's the fruit? But anyways,
Sometimes you
okay.
just need to
So
inspire.
yeah, I need to inspire. Sure, yeah, it's there's use for
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
You got a
So
score?
yeah, I do. Do you ready? Three, two,
Yeah.
one, go.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, maybe I could go lower. I see what you mean.
I ducked it down just because I think we had actual critiques and content, and for, like, vibe, I mean, I think I
I think
like the
it's
vibe
still
a lot.
pretty solid.
Great.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, production, I think most of it's pretty good. I guess you were talking about how, like, potentially in that first section, or the first drop, it's, like, definitely gets darker and more bass heavy than the previous section, and I do agree, now that I think about it, there's a little bit of a hole in the mid-range there,
Hmm.
where like that whispery vocal is kind of cool. And
It is
I
very
don't know
cool.
if it's this track, but did Our Eyes send us another track that had like that kind of whispery thing that we listened to?
I don't know. I think this might be the first RI's track that we have.
I'm pretty damn sure we've heard it either from him or maybe from somebody else, that same like exact type of whispery vocal like that, like probably the same
Hmm.
source. And it's
Hmm.
cool
Oh
and just
shit!
what?
Big man on a small horse. Did he tip? Are you here, bruh?
Oh
You're in our
shit.
queue, and yeah.
In the queue there. Big man,
What's
what's
up,
up?
big man?
Oh, and
Small
Dino
horse.
Spumoni in the chat too.
Dino Spumoni. Let's go.
What's good?
Espadrilles, there he is.
And
I'm
yeah,
always here,
DJ
man. Oh, say
Hanus.
what's up, bruh. How are we supposed to know?
Sick. True.
I just don't speak. What's up, gangsters? What's
Good to
up, bro?
know. Yeah,
How
what's
you
up?
doing?
Dino, send us some stuff too. We'd love to hear more from you. And
Let's go,
big man,
Dino.
thank you for the tip there. Appreciate it. We'll get to you right after this.
Coming in huge.
Yo,
But yeah,
OGs. Yes, indeed.
you guys should have listened to the song. I don't know if you guys caught it. It was really solid.
Yeah, it's
Um,
sick. You can listen after if not.
yeah. Did you finish
Um,
the your production
production.
critique? Yeah.
Um, I just think like I like that whispery vocal. It kind of adds a unique like, ooh, like what is that? Factor to it.
Yeah.
But definitely, that like I think it could have been a little bit pushed up in the mix. Like I think it was just a little bit. It was starting to get buried a little bit. Like if I really wanted to try to make out the lyrics, which already are not super intelligible, obviously with that kind of vocal, it just wasn't
Hmm.
possible because of the leveling. I think in part, and I
I
think you
thought it
had
was.
it was okay, but I think it had a little bit of room to be just a little bit more above the mix. It was kind of getting
Mhm.
blended in and lost a little bit. and if that
Mm.
contributed to that feeling of sort of low heaviness and a little bit of a gap in the mids. I think some mids would be supplemented if that was a little bit louder, not too much, but
Possibly, yeah.
also like I think you could have had something really simple, like a really simple element in
Yeah,
the
like a
mids
pad or
there.
something.
Just
Mhm.
some like simple lead part that has like 3 notes, like something super simple. I don't think you want to crowd it up in the drop because I think it's cool how it goes from kind of this like a little bit brighter, open, but like quieter, soundscape into again what I would kind of dub as like an anti-drop a little bit, where everything gets
Mhm.
darker. Think of like like Bad Guy, like that song, how it gets like
Mhm.
way simpler and darker, and it's like it sounds good like that. I
Yeah.
sort of put it in that camp a little bit, but overall,
I
like
agree, I
leveling
agree.
and impact, I think is pretty great. Like it sounds pretty professional, and the soundscapes all sound really really juicy. So
Yeah,
it's
I
nice.
agree. I think I would have been fine, like, if that first, section from 29 seconds to about halfway of the first drop, if that was, like, the anti-drop and it was, like, pretty much like a hole and kind of very dark. And then they would progress by just like layering on another like mid kind of synth that would fill in that hole a little bit, like as just a progression that would keep things fresh in the same drop. And then kind of unleash that like weird synth that he put in later on the second drop. I think that'd be great. That would be like if I was on your like in the studio. That's like what I would suggest. And really like the synths that you use in the in between sections here are fantastic. And I would be like, yo, just like put like chords in there as like just a small progression in your drop, and maybe change up what the vocal is doing and stuff. But yeah, production wise, this is what we're supposed to be talking about. Yeah, I agree. Everything sounds crisp, snappy. Drums have a lot of oomph to them, and they pop out with the mix as they should in a house song. A thumper. What did Raul say? It's a bop. So yeah, I agree. Everything sounds pretty great, and the fact that you made this in one day is very impressive. So shouts out to you. Production wise, yeah, I think it sounds pretty professional. So yeah, do you have a score?
Um, yeah. Wait, do I for production? I was just responding to 0 Point, who got a track in the queue there, but couldn't figure out the form. It's that title sometimes isn't super clear to know that it's required or see it because it's
Mm,
not like an outlined box. It's like an underlined thing when you hover. So that's something we can definitely work on. Thanks for the feedback. Appreciate that. And glad you
yep,
got in there. Luckily, it seems like
fire,
nothing wasn't working. It was just that communication there. So that's something we'll work on.
fire, and thank you for the sub. Was that supposed to be to tip to skip the queue? I think they're first time. Are they first time chatter or 0 Point dub file? No, apparently not. Why does the form never work for me? Okay, it worked. All right,
Yeah,
guess
that's
they
what I was
figured it
just
out.
talking through.
Cool, cool, cool. No, no, not
Okay,
to skip. Just for love, bruh. Thank you. We appreciate it.
appreciate it. If you
Woo!
do, you don't have to, but so we've got 5 in the queue right now, and that's usually what we get to during a stream. So we'll try to get through all of these. You guys should all be today, unless someone new comes in and also tips to skip, but hopefully that won't happen.
Right.
But just so you know, if you're new, we have a system that if you want to get ahead and go right to the front, you can tip. And Big Man on a Small Horse has done that. You can see with the little FastTrack logo in the queue next to his submission. So he'll be up next right after this. But
Fire. But yeah,
yeah,
score.
thanks for sending. Um, yeah, let's see. Production. Production. All right, I know where
Pretty
I'm at.
pro. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Yeah, so my rationale is I liked the vibes better than like I think it's an awesome track. There's just a little bit of work to be done on like production
I
and
see.
content to make it like live up to the sort of vibe and vision.
Mhm.
But I mean the production definitely is like a strong highlight here. It sounds good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, my rationale is I think it's pretty dang good, pretty solid, but I think it could be pushed up, uh, kind of like when we said in the, second drop there, like, he could do something that's more kind of production heavy and technical, with
Hmm.
that kind of sound rather than it just sounding like a stuttery mistake. But, yeah, I like the effort and the idea of putting it there is a great idea. It's just, yeah, execution. I guess that's more content too, but it can be production expertise. But,
Hmm.
yeah, overall score. Let's see, where am I at? Okay, I put it here. You have one?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, solid track. Pretty astounding for just doing it in a day. So yeah, hope you can take our feedback and run with it because it's a pretty fantastic song so far. So
Hmm.
GG's Ruben, indeed, did a good job.
Yep, good shit.
We got Big Man next. Small Horse. Artist name Grand Library of Youngblood. Crazy. So when I looked up their information, I think Big Man on a Small Horse is like a label. Is that correct? So is this one of your other artists? Let us know because I know that you are also an artist and you and your wife like make music together too, right? So
Hmm.
um yeah, very interesting. And look at this brick ass waveform, bruh. All
Yeah,
right, we'll see.
let's see.
Deserve the score, I'd say. GG. Indeed. Yeah, so we got Policeman. The role on the of the submitter is the songwriter, the lyricist, arranger, and beatmaker. Track genre is hyperpop. Okay, that explains the bricked up waveform. Track artist is surprisingly empty. It shouldn't
That's
be.
interesting. Yeah, not sure why.
But yeah, it says Grand Library of Youngblood on the submission queue there. Track description: it's a single by Grand Library of Youngblood. Okay, thank you. Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
All right, three, two, one.
Whoa.
What happened? Whoa.
Like,
You okay? What happened?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
You say
I don't know if I like
it's
this.
music, but I know you're just fed up and nobody likes your electric dub. I was born in a rave, I was born in a rave, but now I'm just no rave. I was born in a rave, I was born in a rave, but now I'm just no rave for heaven's sake. Yeah, It always rains on the righteous, but I have no social conscience. It always rains on the righteous. I have got a social conscience. I've got no social conscience. You've got no social conscience. We've got no social conscience.
Feels like it's been
We've
longer
got
than
no social conscience. You'll see it in fragments over and over and over and over again. Over, again. Over again. Oh no, policeman stole my moves. I was only trying to get into the groove. Oh no, policeman stole my moves. I was only trying to get into the groove. Get into the groove. You got the groove. You're locked to me. Get into the groove. Yeah, you got a groove. You're locked to me. Make it stop. Make it
It's like a
stop,
deranged ice cream truck phone.
I'm not using that, you bastard. Time's up.
Yeah, for real.
No.
I got ADHHHH.
What the fuck?
I got AD4K. I think I made that joke before.
Oh my god.
Wait, sorry. Did I miss something? What happened at the end? Was it something crazy? Let me see.
It's up to you.
Bastard. Time's up. No.
No. Oh, okay.
It's like, man, I don't even know what to think because, like,
I know. I don't like
usually-
it. I do not. Like
I know. I mean, like, this first of all sounds like something that I would expect out of like a local record shop in Urbana-Champaign from some
You
label
really?
that existed 20 years ago that's like got
Really?
a really niche cult following. Yeah, dude,
Okay.
there's so many people that are into like the weird indie shit that's just like chaotic, like doesn't like try to be like the popular, zeitgeist. It's just like
Can you
chaos, and then there are
Yeah, can you
lots of
give me, like,
people
an
that
example artist, though?
not really. I mean, the only thing that I can think of that's like starting to get towards that realm that's more well known is like Sleater Kinney. Do you know them?
Oh, no, I don't. I was gonna
The-
say, is it, like, Death Grips?
I don't really know Death Grips that well actually, but maybe in that realm a little bit. But like it's kind of just that chaotic, like
Hey, Rel
fuck
with
all
it.
the like the standards and stuff. Like we're just gonna, yeah.
I
He's like
don't know
Chris. You don't know
Sleater
Sleater
Kinney.
Kinney.
Alright,
Um,
fine, fuckers.
do you
Put me
remember the
on, I'll
show,
look at it.
Chris? Do you remember the show Portlandia? Have you ever seen that?
I've heard of it, I've never seen it.
One of the people from that's her band.
Okay.
But so
Is
it's
it
pretty
like
well
this?
known. But it's like Portland. Like it's like Portland is a
Portland's weird.
similar scene to like Urbana Champaign, where there's a lot of like indie alternative, sort of deep cuts type
Hippie. Oh,
stuff.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
and like off the wall stuff like this, where it's just like people in a room fucking recording like their chaos. Like
Sure, yeah.
so. I sort of like looking through that lens. I think there could be some niche audience that is like finds this really avant garde and like cool and like edgy and off the grid, that also just like enjoy every once in a while like a super chaotic listen that's different than like most of the stuff you listen to that's more like put together.
Sure.
And I do think that there's a lot of like interesting logic in the structure of it, where the way that different sections like happen and change, and the coordination like at the end there of like that make it end, and then it's doing like that do 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 do, like cool kind of step down stuff, and then the time's up, no ding, like it's just so funny and random, but it kind of like is, there's a little bit of story in it. It's
Uh-huh.
not just complete randomness, it is like chaos that has some like direction behind it a little bit, it feels like. um it's definitely not like responsible, but it's like it's got a motive. It's like a little kid running around in a candy store, and like they have a reason, but maybe not a well-defined one.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. In this first big brick of I, I like didn't really pay attention to any of the lyrics. I think the second part I heard them talking about a policeman not letting them do something. I forget, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I just the way that everything was processed. Tune in, like from the beginning. Like when you were like, whoa, what happened? Like, so what happened in the beginning for you? You were like, whoa, what happened? Wait,
sorry, my thing just cut out.
hello? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Uh oh, I'm gone.
I think the stream can hear me though, which
I
is
can't hear
weird.
you actually. Can you guys hear me? Or can I think on the stream I'm gone actually, so I'll refresh. Let's see.
DJ Haynes just said we can hear both of you, but Chris's picture died. Okay, Chris just left the little stream room, so he'll be back in a sec. There you are. I think they could
I still can't hear
see.
Josh.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
The fuck? How did you just
I don't
hear me
know.
say that?
My volume is up and everything. Uh-oh, we're not live? That's not good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
what just happened?
That was weird. I don't know.
Hold on.
What happened?
My audio just started playing from a different tab or something, I think.
Okay. Hey guys, can you hear us? What's up? See how ADHD our screens are fixed now. You're live, bro. Oof, cameras went funny. Cedar Kenny cut. Dude, for real. You can hear you both. All right.
It's
Yeah,
playing
saw
the track in one of my tabs, and
screen,
I
bro.
can't hear anything.
What'd you say?
Where's that fucking coming from?
I don't hear anything on my end. I hear something on your end in the background. Like, bear with us, y'all.
I feel like I just have to wait for it to end. I mean, I can't find any tab that's playing audio.
Yep. Well, big man, this is what you did. This is what happens when you just destroy our ears, or our whole system. But okay, I'll just
It's
like
weird.
I
It's
think
not showing me anywhere.
yeah. So Espadrille said that it's correct. It's a label,
Really.
but the secret is all the artists on the label are him. So this is you. And I heard think I heard a woman's voice along with your voice. So is that your wife too? Like again, very cool that you guys
Okay,
are
it's frozen.
doing
Give me a
music
second.
together. Okay. I forgot to mention that the track is also a hacking tool. Oh, thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Um, wait, is it just me? Okay. Anyways, I'll just continue with our conversation here. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just had like expectations set when I read the term hyperpop because and I only listen to so much hyperpop, but my understanding it's almost like a parody on the genre of pop where there's the loudness wars and wanting to make everything sound bright and sparkly. That hyperpop people they do it like to the max to where there's distortion, but they still do it in my opinion to where it sounds like good and tasteful and it's not like just bricked up to the max and just sounds distorted like everything sounds distorted and that's kind of what I'm hearing here. Also in the poppiness sense, like hyperpop really, at least the stuff that I listen to, and again, maybe it's not Sleater Kenny. I'm not sure how exactly they do it, but the hyperpop artists that I know are like very adept in making very catchy, hooky melodies. I'm thinking like 100 Gex, for example, like they're melodic geniuses. And they have that kind of like pitched up vocal, kind of screamy energy. And like Raul Nine Raul says, like he would like it even higher energy. And I think you guys brought enough energy. Like I was convinced. It's just like kind of crazy kooky core versus like hyperpop from my understanding. But I don't know. That's kind of like my understanding with the genre, and that's why I was kind of put off by it. And maybe that is my fault for putting in an expectation in my head for that specific genre. Um, I almost think it's like a hyper punk versus like a hyper pop. To be honest, like I could see myself like windmilling. um, I wouldn't say with a pink rainbow tank top on, but like I'd just be like windmilling and punching people in a mosh pit, like to this kind of song. Maybe that's what happens at 100 Gex concerts too, but I don't know. All I've heard is that they're kind of smelly. But anyways, I just grabbed the closest genre I could find on your list. Ballads to fly kick your grandma to. Yeah, see, it's not for everybody. Yeah, my wife is not on that one. That's an old friend of mine. Cool. Yeah, I can't lie. Hyperpop didn't exist when we wrote that. What? Really? When did you write it? Hyperpop's been around for a couple years now, and it's pretty big. So,
Didn't exist.
I see Josh back on the stream. Hello,
Yo,
can you hear me?
hopefully you guys can hear me now.
I think
I don't
so.
know what
Yeah.
happened there. That was super weird.
No worries. I was just kind of giving an exegesis on hyperpop versus this song, but
The
they
stream,
wrote this in 2008. You really were ahead of the curve.
dude, that's what I fucking thought. I'm like, this sounds like it's literally from that era of like 2000s. People were on like these weird local record labels, like not using like modern recording techniques, kind of like playing real instruments and dirty sounds, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
interesting.
When did Sophie? Let's see. Sophie
Ballads to fly.
hyperpop.
Dude, it's funny.
When was Sophie like doing her thing? From my understanding, she's like known as one of the pioneers of hyperpop here.
Hmm. Just Sophie?
Sophie 2013. Yeah, you guys were even before Sophie.
What the hell?
Wow.
Interesting. I
They
mean,
say Charlie XCX too. Let's see.
I wonder if they know. Oh shit, what is their fucking name? There were these like twins or sisters in like the '60s, I think, late '60s, that they were like children, and their dad like made them form a band, but didn't let them listen to music like when they were growing up, and
Mm-hmm.
so they were like playing like drums and guitars and vocals and stuff without knowing what like actual music sounds like, and the result is like kind of horrifying. It's I think they're called the what was it, the Shags or something?
Oh, I've heard of the Shags. I think.
Is it them I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's the Shags. There's like a whole like cultural thing about that, but it's very creepy and odd and chaotic. Yeah, of course, I knew DJ Hanus would would know them. Shag's
Okay.
early stuff is wild. Did they have
And a
later
name
stuff?
like Heinous Espadrilles is
Yeah,
I could
don't
only
know.
expect. But yeah, that's my kind of first vibes and impressions on this. Yeah, just from the get go, my ears hurt, and yeah, like that's kind of a production thing. Like you know, why does everything have to make my ear bleed? But it's like an art statement. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add for vibes? I kind of went on a whole exegesis. So if you have anything to add,
On Vi I know, I think I kinda talked about it. I mean, it's interesting for what it is. I'm
you
not
did.
sure if
Yeah,
it's
that's true.
necessarily, like, my style,
Mhm.
um, but it's definitely out there and
Dude,
unique.
this is definitely a song I would much more enjoy live. Like if I heard you guys do this at a local bar, I'd be pumped. Like this would be a moment for sure.
Yeah, true.
I could people watch to it, or I could also just like windmill and punch a grandma or something. Like just go crazy. But yeah, it's cool that you did it live. Would have paid to see live, for real. Raw liked it, so maybe it's not for everybody, but it's for some people out there. That's what you hope for. But okay, vibes, score. Where am I gonna be? Do you have a score?
Yeah, hold on, I'm just getting back to the page.
Oh, the stream host page.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Yeah, I got my score. I think.
Let's slide that to man, this is like I don't even know how to rate this.
Yeah. Yeah. What am I gonna do here? Okay.
Alright,
Yeah.
they've got a score.
All right. Three, two, one.
You'd be down there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm just
almost went on the other side, but
yeah, I just
I
wanna
put
be
upside
neutral.
there for creativity, energy. I do like punk, and I kind of put this more in like a hyper punk, if that's even a thing. But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
um,
I think it
yeah,
should be fairly obvious, like, first of all, the vibes category here is pretty opinion based. It's just like, do we like it or not? Like, how does it make us feel? And that's very subjective. Like, people that are into this genre are gonna have a very, very, very different like idea of that category.
mhm,
But it's also just like I think it's hard to expect a random person on the street to be like, I would love this and want to listen to it, and this is my style because
mhm,
it's so sort of acquired and different out there.
yep,
But not a bad thing. Like I just put it 50% between develop good to go. It's like for some people it'll probably be great. For others, it'll be a non sequitur. Well, that's the right phrase for that. But
yeah,
yeah, it is. Yeah, experimental. I think is sort of a general bucket. Like not to say it's experimental genre, but it's in that more out there kind of category. So you got
mhm.
played it on the radio in the UK. That's sweet. I mean,
That is
um,
cool. Fuck yeah!
never again. I wonder what station that was. If that was sort of a station that caters to
Once and never
probably
again.
rock is my guess in general, but
Was it
maybe
Fast Track Radio? No, I'm just kidding.
or Metaverse Radio
Metaverse Radio, yeah.
down there.
What? So actually, on our website, for the track genre, you can suggest a new one. What would you put? What would you like call this?
I don't know what I would call this.
Yeah, I mean heinous. Like you probably listen to other artists that are of a similar genre. Like, what would you call this? Espa beats? Nah. Or is that the wait? Are you serious? Is that what it'd be? Espa? What like Esper? Like witch core? Like is that what do you mean? Or is that just a joke?
Just your own
Anyways,
genre.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro, you can't do that. Nah, I'm fucking with you. You fucker. All
yeah.
right. But yeah, okay. So yeah, I just gotta be honest. Like, I wasn't feeling it, and like Josh said, it's not for everybody. But like, I've listened to my fair share of what I understand is like kind of out there and wild, and I think there's even like room to grow production. Even if I didn't really like the content, you know. Um, I was talking about like melodies in terms of hyperpop specifically. Like maybe this isn't hyperpop, maybe it is. It's just a brand that I don't like, but yeah, usually I understand it to be like very catchy melodies that it's like pop, but just pushed to the extreme. And pop is known for catchy hooks. So I didn't feel any of that here. I felt raw energy, which is why I gave you upside. And I like energy, but yeah, if it's just like screaming on a mic and everything is blowing out of the speakers and it destroys our stream, it's
Yeah.
like yeah, I'm okay. But yeah, so that's vibes. We can talk about content, and I guess I'm already talking about it a little bit. Um, yeah, I don't even yeah, it's just I don't know, like the melody of that ice cream truck kind of synth is okay. It's just maybe my biggest gripe was production. I just everything hurt. Every single thing that came in, it felt like it hurt, except for the drums. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Well, do you have anything to say about content? I've already said a lot. So
I mean, I think I said before, and by the way, guys, let me know if you can hear me or if it's breaking up. I mean, I don't know what's going on here because I have like nothing open now other than this, and it still looks like it's pretty choppy. So maybe it's just my internet, but if my picture is freezy, sorry about that.
yeah,
Um, but anyways, I yes, camera keeps stuttering. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird. Literally, I have literally 12 gigabytes of RAM free right now, and it's still like being stupid. No
he's
idea.
flexing him here, bro. No, it's okay. Ro likes it. Ro likes it.
For sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. One of those
It's
next
intentional.
freezes is going to be DJ Haynes's artwork.
One of those
All
freezes will
right.
be our next artwork. Sure,
Hopefully not. I'm
let's
going to
do it.
break the album art uploader again in case that happens.
All right, sounds good to me.
But
Hey, you got to be careful, Espa. We're still rating your score. It could go anywhere.
oh yeah, that's true. Better
I'm
save
just
it for
kidding.
after.
But
But yeah, in
yeah.
terms of content, I mean, I said earlier, I think there's some interesting stuff going on, like interesting intentional writing that's happening with like the way that the song is structured, like how it goes from section to section. I think there's intention in making some of those chaotic sections like pretty long and crazy. Um, and then at the end, there's some like a cool little wind down. I think that's kind of like just feels like interesting the way that it was composed and the way that the sounds interact with what the vocalist is like saying. Like I like that kind of interplay. It kind of like breaks the fourth wall or whatever.
Mhm,
Um, but other than that, I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste. It's super chaotic and hectic. Like not even talking about production, but just it's it's a lot. I think like most people don't have the disposition or the appetite to digest it in that way necessarily. So a
mhm,
little bit tough, but interesting to say the least.
mhm.
You got anything else there, or should we give scores?
All right, I'll give a score.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2. You have yours?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
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 For me, like I know I've listened to Big Man's other songs that I know what he's capable of. I think this is a classic example for me personally, a swing and a miss, and it happens. So
Again, if you liked this genre, like you would have a different opinion on it,
yeah,
right? And I'm not saying that I love the genre either, but I'm trying to be neutral in terms of like not for me, but for people who like I sort of having a little bit of awareness of that general like space, that general genre. I'm
mhm,
sure that there are people that you'd find that like this because of the tenets of the way it's written and put together that I actually think is not as random as it appears at first. Like it does have a sort of formula and a structure to it, and there are people that like this kind of stuff. So that's kind of where I'm trying to.
possibly. I put it in the say. I try to like grade it on like okay, who are the kind of experimental, weird, high energy people that I like and that are kind of around this genre, and how do I rate it
Is it the
against
same
them?
genre though, or is it sort of like two totally different genres that both have extreme ends of the spectrum that are chaotic?
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, like at the end of the day, every rating we give is subjective,
Yeah,
and
of course.
yeah, like I don't know when I put it on that scale, like somebody that doesn't have like that doesn't really focus on melody at all, but focuses on energy and like cool production, and like screaming. It's like Death Grips, and I love their music,
Hmm.
but like the guy that screams isn't like annoying to listen to. It doesn't hurt my ears really,
Got it.
and I could still like fight a man listening to that song. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it's subjective. It is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. And then production, like, so I think on this part, because like vibes and content, that's like for whoever it sort of pertains to in some ways.
Mhm.
For production, I do think there's merit to that. It's a little bit painful of a listen, like at some points, just like very harsh. I think it could do with either less overall, like just distortion on everything,
Yeah.
or more tasteful use in like different places where you've got like a guitar part that's super like distorted, and like I've heard some cool examples of that where distorted and compressed are sort of not super dynamic. He said more distortion got you.
Love
uh
it.
Funny guy, but I
Yeah.
mean, I think there's different ways to achieve a highly distorted and chaotic sound, And I think some of the ways give the perception of distortion, but don't hurt to listen to, like are actually satisfying to listen to. And some of the ways are just like physically a little painful and just make it much harder to make out what is being said and what's happening. Um, that being said, like I'm trying to think of different examples that use those different styles, and like sure, a lot of the early like grunge stuff was very like you can't tell what the fuck the vocalist is saying. Like it's supposed to be this extreme soup of chaos where like in a live show like it's just so chaotic that like all that matters is that person is screaming their heart out and they have like a reason for why they're screaming, but like the exact lyrics, if you can figure them out, can be a little treat, but like that's not the point to get like every lyric across. It's the image and the, you know, the scene that it paints of just like chaos and disorder, and then like bits of order that are sprinkled in like at the end there, kind of that contrast. So I do think there's room to make it more digestible with production and still keep a lot of your vision. But again, it's even production's a little bit subjective when you get into like the more niche kind of areas. If you're not trying to go for like the mass market and make the best thing for everyone, it becomes a lot more subjective and there's a lot more directions things can go.
Yeah. Yeah, Raw just wants more noise, more instruments, more chaos. And I get you. I think I mean it goes back to his feedback earlier too. Maybe like the energy of it it might be a little bit uncanny valley. Like maybe you go even harder and scream even harder if you're going to do that. I think the vocals maybe lacked a little bit behind in terms of the energy of like the rest of the song, but I don't know. I think the distortion, like Josh said, it was just kind of like too much, not tasteful in my opinion. Like there's new artists now. I think William Crooks, and I think there's also an artist called Clipping. I think those are the people I'm thinking about, and like underscores too. They like actually clip the track and like they do it in a tasteful, almost musical way. Like when the clipping happens, you could tell that it's happening, but it's like done artistically and it sounds great. Here it's just like you're fucking blasting the distortion all the way through and it hurts. Like it doesn't seem like intentional or like artistic to me. And maybe it is and it's subjective, but yeah, just the end result for me was just not a enjoyable listen. That's all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is. Tactical clipping. Got you, fam. But yeah, do you have a score?
For production, yeah, I do.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this for me, this is the one that I think just like could use work and retain the vision, a lot of the vision, and just be a little bit more pleasing and listenable, like to get the message kind of across. But you know, it's objective still.
Yup. Overall, track total.
Yeah, I got my score.
3, 2, 1.
Chris is gonna be a 0. Just kidding.
Nope.
99.
One below. Yeah.
99 out of 200.
Out of 200. Yes, sir. Just below develop. I would want to redo some of the stuff, you know, if I was in the studio with you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
42
cool.
because that's the meaning of life, apparently.
290s from Chris. Appreciate the love.
Yeah.
You got 3, bro. 3
Yeah.
90s. But yeah, appreciate it, man. I do love you as a person, so appreciate you submitting it. Like I said, me personally, I think it's a swing and a miss, but I know what you're capable of. You guys do some pretty cool stuff over there. When I see you guys, I guess it's just you behind the label. But yeah, I like some of your artists, so I think of you as more of a friend. I love my friends too, bro. It's all good.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
different types of love, but yeah, thank you again.
Yeah,
And
thanks for sitting, and good seeing you as always.
yeah,
Apparently, you're always here, but we just don't know. So,
yeah, say hi. And
also,
apparently Raul really loves it. So
yeah, well, so Raul, you're up next. Gorange, as we know how to pronounce now, and then we've got Dino Spumoni, and
Dino.
0 Point, who is a new welcome 0 Point. And let's see, we've got those three. We should get through those because you know we're committed to 5 for each stream, and I guess it might be a good opportunity to mention, since I think our friend DJ Haynes here might need it a little bit, but just kidding. But we're building like this platform for the stream submission pipeline, but that's like just the tip of the iceberg. What the real sort of long-term vision and goal is a comprehensive platform to help you manage your music career. and manage your music releases. So right now, we actually have been testing out some of those features with our first set of users, which is project management. So being able to upload projects and versions of your tracks. So you can keep track of your revisions. You can share those with collaborators at different levels of access. You can leave timestamped comments on the audio, and you can create tasks as well. And you can assign those tasks with people and with deadlines. So you stay on top of your music release process and keep everyone in the loop. So that's what we've been building that exists, and we've got a few people using it. If you want to get in there and be one of the first users, we're doing sort of like slow manual onboarding where we want to like have a little chat with you, figure out what works, what doesn't work, get your ideas for features, that kind of thing. If you're interested, just message us on Discord or Instagram or somewhere, and we can set up a time to chat with you and get you into the actual product if you want to. So let us know about that. We're planning on a whole lot more too, like helping you find collaborators as well, like a network type thing or a marketplace, and some other maybe like some AI stuff, like all sorts of cool functionality to help you make the best music. So that's what we're doing with FastTrack. Excited to get you guys into that and see what you think, and build stuff that helps you. That's what we're trying to do. So let us know if you got any ideas. And without further ado, if anybody wants to skip, you obviously can. There's a little area right above your submission on the left side of the stream page that allows you to enter an amount, minimum $5, and then you can tip through Stripe, and you'll skip to the front. Otherwise, again, we'll get through everyone today, but you'll just have to sit tight for about 30 minutes if you want to, like 0 points since you're at the end there. But
Yep.
it's all
So
good.
yeah, we got Gornji, we got Dino, we got 0 point. If you want to tip, let us know. We'll get you ahead immediately. But if not, we'll go to Gornji.
Straight up to Gorange.
Fuck, Gorange. Sorry. My bad. Straight up to Gorange. Raw. Appreciate the feedback you're giving there. And the love, Like we said, it's subjective. Some people like it, and he liked it. So yeah, but we got Gorange here. It's called Out Dead. Shout out to the album art. Very cool. Their role on it is producer. Track genre is breakbeat. Here we go. I love breakbeat. Artist is Gorange. And track description. Worked on it for 2 days straight. Feel like this is actually pretty listenable compared to Fenmore. Fenmore was the one about the breaking the femur, right, with a chainsaw or something.
Oh my god. Oh, so okay, this is why Gorange appreciates the chaos. We might get some more here.
Yeah, for real.
Let's see.
Too
Or
much
well,
space. Yeah, Espadrille's like, it's got to be more bricked, buddy. But okay, let's do it. You ready?
yeah, let's do it.
3, 2, 1. weird ear trip there. That was very interesting.
Holy shit.
Shout out to Gorange. Crazy stuff. Yeah. What do you got for vibes first impressions?
First, I'm trying to figure out, first of all, what fucking time signature was that in?
Uh, it was all over the place.
It was weird. I mean, maybe it was like different
Gorange core.
signatures. Orange, do you know what time signature it was? 17:06. Oh my fucking god! I honestly thought it could have been like 15:16 or something like that. 8:43. Yes, that makes sense.
If I had to guess, it's like nothing. It was probably just whatever he felt like at the
I mean,
moment.
there's a pattern, so it's got to be like there's technically a time signature to it. It's 200 BPM. That's all I know.
See, that's what I mean.
Oh
Yeah,
my
as
god.
like, yeah, he probably had a 4/4 grid, but then like ignored it sometimes. I
Yeah,
think that's what
somebody could
it
analyze it, but not us. Apparently, 420. Nice.
is. I like that 420. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Notes.
Um,
It's funny.
yeah. Do you have any more vibes first
Shit. I
impression?
mean, I was trying to figure out honestly because I'm now in a different browser with this, and I was like, is it coming through like the Lightstream tab too or something? Because I thought it was like all jumbled up, and I don't think it actually was. I think it was just that
It was the
it
song.
sounds
Yeah.
crazy. But shit, man, this is crazy. Like I don't even know
This,
what to say.
yeah. So like for me, it's put my ears through like a weird journey for sure. Um, I kind of put this in kind of the IDM. I think it's called intelligent dance music, and kind of
This
like,
is intelligent.
well, that's where I put it, and I put it there. I'm kind of a novice when it comes to that genre in general. The only person that I really know that does break beats that I like to listen to from time to time is Venetian Snares. So
Hmm.
I put that kind of in the same genre here, and that's what I'm kind of comparing to. Let me know, Raul, if you're familiar and if that's kind of who your inspiration is. But um, yeah, so I there's elements that I think you match with it. Like I like the chopped up break beats, and it's very intricate and sounds interesting. Although after a while, I felt like you didn't keep it fresh enough for me to stay interested with just the breakbeats by itself. But that's okay. You have, a sample that's going on in the background, and the sample itself it sounds like it's not warped to be the same tempo as the breakbeat is, but you like force it to be when you chop it up like on the beats. So
Hmm.
it's really weird. It sounds like the sample itself is, I think it's continuously faster than the breakbeat is, but you like chop it up in a way where it has to conform to the grid. And I don't know, that could be very artistic, or just like you didn't warp it correctly, if that's not the intention, or like it just gives this weird like disorienting feel of like they're not in sync, but like they kind of are. They're being forced to be, and it feels like the sample itself is speeding up all the time, but it's not. It's like or not the sample maybe, but the song itself is speeding up, but it's not, because the breakbeat is not speeding up. It's like the same tempo. So yeah, it was a very weird ear trip. I don't know if that was intentional. It might be borderline genius, or it's just like a mistake. Um, yeah. I don't know if that disorientation was pleasing to me, but that was like my little journey through the song. It was especially apparent near the end. The beginning, I think you had a bunch of delays on the breakbeat there, and I did not like that. It was a very, I couldn't catch the beat for like the first 30 seconds. And for me, breakbeat, like what I want to do is like lock onto the beat that you have, and then if you're gonna do some crazy like polyrhythms, or like just chop it up in a weird way, I love to like just keep the beat in my head and see how you like land back on it. That's just one of the things I like to enjoy, as like a percussionist kind of person, and I have like a marching kind of snare drum background. I love intricate rhythms like that. But when you slapped a delay on everything, it just was like weird. And like what Josh said, it sounded like a bunch of different players started playing like in the background, and it's like chaotic, and I couldn't catch a beat. But yeah, it was like what you actually did with it. And I think it was a delay that you put on it. So yeah. That's kind of my whole kind of review in a nutshell. Disorienting, but could be genius. I don't know. But yeah, all that to say, do you have anything else before we give scores? Oh, Josh is gone. All right, so I'll read the chat then.
Wait.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gone. I'm not gone. I don't know why my camera's freezing so much because there should be no reason. So I was just
Yeah.
trying to hide it and show it, but whatever. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you might have a more detailed analysis on this one because also, yeah, you should read a few. There's a few chats there. I think you'd be interested in. Go up to where DJ Haynes
Bro,
IDM.
yes, yeah, he says IDM was canceled for being pejorative. Is that true? I mean, it kind of is pejorative. It's like, yeah, it's a dumb name for a genre.
Mm,
The lyrics were not completely understandable. There were lyrics. I did not hear any. I think there was some person singing, but yeah, the lyrics were definitely not cutting through at all. Venetian Snares bought you a pint in a pub. That's crazy. Did he
interesting.
smell weird? I just wonder.
Oh my god.
Anyways, Venetian Snares don't really do it. I can spell that. Sample and the beat should meet occasionally in passing, never more. Yes, the sample is a song from an Indonesian horror game and intentionally gets a bit faster. Okay. From 2014 type beat. Yeah. Okay, cool. Um yeah, I guess that part of it, I guess you nailed it. It was weird. It was kind of like a cool effect. I've never like experienced that before. I think the breakbeat itself though, I still stand by it. It felt like it got stale after a while. But yeah, no, he smelt of gin and regret. Okay, yeah, that's good. At least it wasn't like bo. But okay, regret. That guy's like fantastic as a musician. I feel like, but yeah. Anyways, that's cool. That's actually cool that you met him. Yeah. Do you have a score for vibes?
Mm, yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I'll give a score here. We can. Yeah. Sure.
Um. All right, I have my score.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Um,
42.0, baby.
I mean, I'm lower than the last one in this category because again, I'm trying not to judge too much by like. There's probably some people that like this genre, this style. I
Yeah.
don't have as much context to go off for that, and just going off of what you said, it sounds like the examples that are similar. Maybe this is not executed quite as well as, and like,
Yeah. There wasn't much progression, I'd say.
yeah, that's the biggest thing for me. I think is just like whereas the last one that we heard, there were like long sections that were pretty homogenous, but then there were like clear logical changes to the structure and the journey sort of and like cool little subtleties. Here it just kind of struck me as like a bunch of loops over and over. Like it's also not like people expressing or playing, even if that's chaotic. It's just like you're just looping something a bunch of times. And there's interesting interplay in the way that the loops misalign and the cuts and all that stuff. But for me at least, like I just don't know if I sensed a lot of logic in it. Like it was just kind of like a bunch of loops, sounds crazy, sounds weird, ship it. And I don't know if I
Mhm.
really got what the meaning or the point was, kind of, other than to kind of fuck stuff up and be chaotic, which,
Mhm.
again, relates a little bit to the last one, but I just am not feeling the same level of like thoughtfulness behind the arrangement and the way that it's put together and why, kind of. Uh,
Mhm.
seems like there's
Yeah.
just unanswered questions for me, at least.
Yeah. I put a song in the chat. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Sesamar Madar by Venetian Snares.
Hmm.
And it kind of goes with what you were saying. There's like I think they use uh like this famous orchestral piece as like the thing that moves the song forward, and like there's like an opera singer that comes in and stuff. But it's like that orchestral piece has like a story that it's trying to tell, and he's remixed it to make it like his own. Um, but the breakbeats, like it's the same breakbeat sample, but it's chopped up in a way that like matches the story that the opera that he's constructed in the background is trying to tell. Where I agree with Josh here, it doesn't seem as thoughtful here. Like maybe there is like this weird like Indonesian horror that you're trying to like tell, and it does get faster and maybe does that, but the breakbeat itself didn't feel like it was helping tell that story. It a lot of the times it felt like out of sync and just kind of the same. It didn't really progress. So yeah, I just to put that out there. But yeah, are we on content right now? Right?
I'll tell you.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I like the disoriented. Like I said, it's the first that I've ever heard of that. It's very interesting. But yeah, I just don't know how intentional it was, and I don't know if you have that disorienting effect, it's like lean into that and like do something crazy with the breakbeats to make it less stale. I guess that would be my kind of more actionable advice for content. But yeah, um, yeah, I couldn't hear any of the lyrics. I don't know if that was important to you. You mentioned that, but yeah. How's it going, mate? What's up, Snarl? if you want to submit your song, please use our website. It allows us to put it in the system, give you ratings, and store your info for later, so you can submit faster. Smash that like and disorientate button. Real. Um, the idea was the piano and other instruments aside from the drums is what the melody is mainly. Right, exactly. That's what I was saying too. Like, and the drums should be like kind of helping to facilitate the story, perhaps, especially with a breakbeat. Like, because the loudest thing in the mix, I think, was the drums by far. Let me see. But they were changing kind of the least. Let's see. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did that glitch out for you?
Yeah, it did. What the fuck?
Yeah. Let me try again. Yeah, I think it's glitching out. Maybe we should do a refresh. But anyways, yeah, the drum is the loudest thing in the mix. The vocals get kind of buried in the background as well as the piano. And if that's supposed to be the interesting part, one, that should be switched, right? And two, I think the drums should be just kind of helping to tell that story.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, like the effect itself was crazy, and it sounds like you thought like you were trying to make it intentional. So good on you for that. But yeah, as a whole package, I think it could still use some work. So um, yeah, I like some of the chops that you had. I just felt like it got a little stale after a while.
Yeah.
Oh man, if it's not, it should be. It's not supposed to sound like it's playing twice at the same time. No, yeah. That's our fault. I think it just glitched out. We refreshed
Did
it.
he hear? Did you hear that? Did you hear it playing like twice at the same time? That's a big question that I have right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I can play it again. Oh,
Did that sound normal to you guys, or did that sound weird?
that sounded weird to me.
The only thing I can think of. I want to know what they're hearing, though, not you. No,
Yeah.
no offense. Still odd. That's weird.
Yeah, that one's doubling up. It wasn't doing that for our listen though.
I'm almost worried that in like I'm in Firefox right now, and Firefox has different web standards than like every other browser. I wonder if
That's
that's doing some weird JavaScript that's fucking everything up.
Yeah,
I,
possibly.
I
But yeah,
hate Firefox. Like the
the
path.
first listen through row it wasn't fucked up like that, right? I don't think it was. I think I could hear yours pretty clearly, but yeah. We'll try to fix it on our end. But yeah, do you want to give a score for content?
Yeah, let's just do scores here.
Okay.
Oh my god, it generated. So okay, can you guys? You said it did sound like fucked up. That is really weird. And it only started happening after I just on my end here ended up in Firefox, I think, which is like, how does that work?
This is a new service for the website. It's not a bug. It's a feature. AI generated double glitch remixes for free. Ah, this guy's a marketer, bro. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
hire him.
All right, let's
Um,
do scores here. We don't have a lot of time either because we need to get through 2 more tracks.
yeah, I got mine.
All right, let's
Three,
do it.
2, 1.
Yeah, I just think it like you had one cool idea, one cool sound, and it just felt to me like it was repeated the whole time, and there wasn't much logic around the arrangement. So I like the vibe, like the vibe, like the little image of that, but it just feels like it's copy pasted like a lot throughout the track. Isn't I don't know. That's what it seems like to me. Not enough
Yeah.
change between. There's no sections really like that change a lot and like take us into that and then out of it or like anything. It just kind of sounds like, oh, I found this cool thing, this cool interlocking rhythm. I'm just gonna do it the whole time and it's gonna be chaos. So I think there is room to improve on like what's the story and the logic and just why is it looped so many times.
But that's funny, right? You say there's going to be chaos, but if it doesn't change, it's not chaos. It's like stale.
Well, no, you can have chaos that is embedded in
Repeated?
like, a section. Like, right, you've got like a movie and you can have a scene that's chaotic and then another scene that is like backstory that feeds into that. And, it's the fight isn't the whole movie. So I just don't think it's justified to have that repeat.
No,
literally the whole time.
I was agreeing with you. I was saying like if it's it's supposed to feel chaotic, but it's repeated for the whole song. It's not chaotic.
Oh yeah,
It's literally not.
it becomes normalized, and then it's like it takes away from the effect of the chaos almost because it's like you can see the wizard, the Wizard of Oz behind the screen, like just the illusion goes away. It's like somebody's just doing this because that was the easiest way to build the track.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
I like that disorientating effect, but yeah, just uh yeah, I agree with what Josh was saying. Production?
yeah, let's see production. I mean, man, where am I at? Yeah, I know where I'm at.
All right, score.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
I just think
Yeah.
it's a mess. I mean, like honestly, I just think that things are clashing. It's very bright and sort of sharp.
Mhm.
And it doesn't I don't think there's great separation, but there's also not great like melding between parts, and that could just be arrangement wise that you've got samples that are just coming from different places and just sort of like don't sound completely compatible, yet they're all kind of being mashed together in this blender and it's all just like mid-range and high end.
Yeah.
Um, so to me, it's like, is this mixed? Like, there's probably some leveling going on and some processing, but like, is it
Mhm.
mixed in a way that creates the best possible sounding end product? Like, it's
Yeah.
just, is it the best it could be produced?
Yeah.
So I think there's quite a bit of room there.
Yeah, you're convincing me to lower my score a little bit because yeah, they said that the main story was the piano and the sample and it was buried by the
I'm like, what
drums.
piano? Yeah, like barely
Yeah,
heard that.
I agree.
To be
The
honest.
break does change quite a bit around aside from towards the later midsection. It's definitely something I noticed on how it makes it seem like it's all repeated. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It changed quite a bit to be honest.
Sometimes I've
Like,
also seen like people will say like they feel like they did a lot of work to make a different section different, but the result was too similar sonically. And so to the
yeah,
listener, it's like we didn't really notice that it changed because like there were say parts that were still continuing throughout that made it sound similar to the previous sections. Like the drums didn't change, let's say, or like, most of the elements didn't, but you did something that in your head is like I spent a lot of time and effort and there's a lot of like individual things that are different, but if the end result doesn't sound different enough, then like people aren't going to even recognize you for that effort. So
yeah,
it's more so about like to people like us, just listeners, does it sound different? Does it sound all the same all the way through? And I think for us it was like what piano and like what part changed at the end like didn't really come through that well.
yeah, yeah. If you check out that Venetian snare song, it's like, "What's up, Mayor TV? Please use our form to submit your music." I guess we have to go fast with this because I think this has been a long review.
Yeah.
Um, track total.
Yeah, I've got a score.
All right, me too. 3, 2, 1. Yep,
Sweet.
it's around that area. Some cool, interesting effects happening, but yeah, I think there needs to be some work done. Thank you for the submission, Ro. Appreciate you. Gorange. I checked the song. I'm taking notes. Fire. Yeah, dude. So that song, right? Like, bro, the way they change up the freaking drums there, like there's repeats in many different areas. He chops it up in different areas. He pitches it up and pitches it down. He accents it with different sounds, and it's all aligned with that background main melody story that's being told. Right? It's beautiful, beautiful work, masterful. Um, anyways, and it's like consumable. I feel like for a wider audience, even though it's quote unquote IDM. All right, so that was Gorange. We got Dino and we got 0 point left. Um, I felt like there's two people that came into the chat. Were you guys trying to submit and couldn't figure it out? Let us know. We have built this um, platform for you guys to submit, and it'll be like in our system. We can give you all the ratings. It'll be saved. You'll be able to view them later. And you can make an account, and the next submissions will be easy for you. So if you guys have problems, please let us know. Overall is higher than Fenmore. Very happy with that. Fire, yeah, improvement, right? Um, yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate Raul. And Dino's pumped for his song, so we're pumped for Dino as well. Josh is gone, so I imagine he's having some browser issues today. He usually does Chrome, but I guess he tried Firefox and it might have fucked things up. So we'll see what he has. But in the meantime, I'll just read out the details for Dino Spumoni here. The song is called LABTYD. I think I could push this too, actually. Let's push this. Do. Okay, that didn't work. Let me try it again. Push to live. Do. Okay, so LABTYD. God knows what that means. We can try to guess what it stands for. Their role on the track, Dino was the mixing engineer, mastering engineer, and producer. Okay, so is there a vocalist? I wonder. Track genre is electronic dance music. Dino Spoon is the artist, and he wants overall mix and feel feedback. So that's what we'll give him. See what happens when you leave Chrome. Yeah, see for real. But Chrome freaking just takes up huge like data, right? Like it's like 200 megabytes per tab sometimes. It's ridiculous. And Josh has like 20 tabs, probably even more at times, but he's got a powerful machine, so it usually is fine. But yeah, LABTYD. I guess while Josh is out to, well, wait, is he back? Hello? I don't hear him, but he's back on video. Interesting. Refresh, please. Okay. Oh, wait. Are we both gone now? Oh, I'm here. Switch itself has been really laggy. Hope someone fixed the internet. Josh is in the mute zone. Josh is muted. They actually did a spreadsheet on. Honestly, no. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't. So apparently Twitch is also bad too. Maybe this is why we're experiencing this. We've never experienced this. Yes, I can hear you now, Josh. Losh, can you guys hear Josh now? You're a little quiet. Chris is back. Content 10%. Damn, bruh. You're saying my content's only 10%? All right, I'll take that feedback. I'll try to be better. We still can't hear Josh, they said, which is weird. Lush Amazonian Big Tatas. Yeah, dog. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. They actually did a spreadsheet on it. It's honestly not as much as people think. What are you talking about? Cupboard storage solution. Track total pans. All right. Too much. Very unfortunate. Yeah. Chris is back. The Chrome tabs. It's not as much as people think. Dude, literally, like when I go over a tab, it doesn't it say like the tab usage that it's using, and one of them was like 200 megabytes. I was like, what the hell? And like when we were learning about web development and like the average size of a web page, it's like 8 megabytes. So the fact that Chrome somehow adds like what at least, oh god, my math is going to be terrible. I don't know, over 10 times, 20 times perhaps, like of data on top of it. It's like ridiculous. My Yahoo Mail right now is using 600. Right. Oh, it's probably mail loading a bunch of different emails, I guess. And emails can be a lot, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Josh is gone, man. I don't know what's happening. How are you guys doing? What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Thanks for sticking with us. Um, what does LABTYD stand for? I guess I'll just do a pitch of FastTrack, the platform. We are in a beta right now. Please, guys, if you want to be a part of this beta, let us know. It's a project management beta for music specifically. It allows you to create projects and share them with collaborators. And like Google Drive, you can have different like levels of permissions. Like if you want somebody to be able to have full edit access and delete access, they could do that. If you want people to just be able to view and comment on stuff, you can do that too. With each project, you can have several tracks. Each track can have versions, and you can comment on versions. You see the waveform here on our screen in your fast track web platform. You'll be able to have that same waveform. You'll be able to click around on it, and you can have timestamp comments. So yeah, it's a very powerful tool that actually I'm using in my rock band. It's called Moonside, as well as my hip hop collective, which we're about to do this whole. I mean, we've done 5 albums. We're about to work on album 6. That is a collaboration between like 80 different artists, and they're all instrumentalists, they're vocalists, they're producers and stuff like that. And we think this kind of platform would be a perfect kind of use case for it. But also just any sort of musical project that you have with collaborators or yourself. If you want to be able to have tracking your versions, if you want to be able to have timestamp comments all in one place. You could also do tasks. So if you guys have heard of Notion, for example, you can set a task and assign a task to a specific person on your project. Say if you have multiple people on a project, you can have due dates, and the due dates will remind the person that's assigned to it. Um, I think it's a day before it's due, and also the day of, and it's through email, as well as in-app notifications. So if you guys think that sounds pretty cool to you, please use the beta sign up link. Josh is snapping. I think I hear him.
Yep. I think you guys can hear me now.
I think so. Yeah, he's back, baby. But yeah, that is the spiel. So please join the beta. If you guys are interested, use that waitlist sign up form. Enter your email, and you can also just message us on Instagram or Discord, anything like that. Just get in contact with us. We'll get you on. But yeah, all right. So without further ado, you want to do Dino? I already read out all the details. So
Yes. Sorry, we have the worst live streaming platform ever.
light
It's
stream.
called Lightstream. Yeah, and it's just the other problem is that browsers all like essentially deal with websites in slightly different ways, and no idea what the hell happened because then I tried Safari too, and it was like partly working, but not really. It's just like a host of different issues that all happened at the same time here.
Well,
Super annoying.
Goran said that Twitch itself is laggy too, so it might be a Twitch thing too.
That's weird.
But yeah, you're back. Your audio's good. Let's do Dino.
Yep, let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Guys, is the audio good? It sounds good to us. But let us know. I feel like it's saying the LAPQID right now. Life's a bitch until you die. That's what it is, right? Life's a
Self-destruct sequence activated. Self-destruct sequence. 3, 2, 1.
Get your chicken checked, motherfucker. This like fuck. Get your chicken checked, motherfucker.
feel like this is like when you go into like a Target bathroom and there's already somebody in there that's like just having the worst shit of his life.
God.
And like this is what you hear. This is what the guy's saying. Fuck, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Life's a bitch, then you die.
Oh God.
All these squelches. Blah, 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 blah.
I was gonna say very squelchy.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. This is like I was saying, it's like Black Plague but dubstep, and
Hmm.
this guy is coughing all over the beat. He's squelching all over the beat.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna get an ear infection just by listening to this, and this might be what Dino's looking for. So
Yeah, I know.
Target Vap, yeah, for real, bro. Got that head nod. Yeah, you helped me. You made me like nod my head, but like, man, is there a stench in the air right now?
Yeah.
So second drop in the air, TBH. All right, cool. That's kind of my vibes, first impressions. What do you got?
Hmm. Uh,
Sound design was cool.
Man. Yeah, that was interesting. I think there's a lot of good here. Like, there's plenty of like impactful drops and like, unexpected elements. And I think there are some places to maybe just refine the arrangement a little bit, like certain sections that feel a little pointless. Like, kind of cool there, but I just thought that section, that whole part going forward went a little bit long, and it was kind of like, what are we really waiting for here? Like, it kind of was, you come out of the drop and then immediately you're kind of going into the build already, and I don't know, like something about that just felt like it could be refined a little bit. But overall, like lots of cool stuff. Like I said, like cool sounds that you're doing. I do think overall that it's a little squelchy, like like sonically, just some of those really aggressive, like, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Target bathroom a little bit, but I mean it's cool,
That
and I
was a
like
cool noise there.
the
There's
thing.
some like
Yeah, yeah.
like
There's some great ones, but what I'm feeling overall, I'm like, how could this be a little bit more impactful or full sounding? I think the lows, just like the bass is kind of lacking a little bit. Like there's a bit of a kick that kind of comes through, but like those wubby synth things or whatever you want to call them are just lacking a little bit in the low end department. They're kind of like up in the mid rangey, like squelchy area, like very kind of broken up.
type
So
John.
oh my god. So that's an area that I think would help this just sound fuller and more dramatic and impactful and like well built. But overall, like there's a lot of good here. It's great for the genre, I think, and good listen, fun listen.
Yeah, it's a fun listen. I wonder if you could have a little bit more fun with the vocals. It's like it seems like I don't know, like there's a guy that's saying life's a bitch and then you die, but then like he's like mad at whatever the drop person is doing. Like maybe there could be like more playfulness or like an underground story that's what's happening. Emodium placement type beat. I don't know what that. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Imodium is an anti-diarrheal.
Oh, really? I see. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know that, fuckers. I just lived through it. Okay.
Oh
No, I'm just
god.
kidding.
He just goes
Imodium.
to
All right.
Target.
Yeah, I just go to
That's great
Target,
because you
bro.
go to the Target bathroom and then you buy your Imodium.
I no, well, I don't do that, but I
Well,
blow up the
Chris
Target.
doesn't, but the rest of
Yeah,
us.
I put on my LABTUID and I just go to town, baby.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that guy's me. It's all making sense now.
Math
Math
is
is
mathing.
mathing. With those types of bass lines, you should low. What is it? Low cut them.
Low cut them and put a clean, yeah, I totally agree. Put a clean sub underneath them with the same filter LFO movement, only a bit less so the sub doesn't go to zero. Totally agree with that. I think that it would just help them sound fuller while not
Right.
making the sound itself change too much, because you don't want to like lose the good timbre about it and the headroom, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was just thinking because we are listening on these headphones that don't have like the best, I guess, sub bass response, but I feel like this is kind of like I don't even know if this is still like a thing, but like back when I was in high school, which was like what, like around 2013 is when I graduated. I had a bunch of friends that were into like just bass music, and they would like put in these massive subwoofers in their cars, and like just so fucking loud they would just shake their windshields and like break them and shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is like the kind of song that you'd want there, but if you don't have that strong sub bass, it's not going to do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
solid idea by 0 Point. And I think that this is the kind of music that those guys would love, like just
Yeah,
loud
sure.
ass, obnoxious shit. What the fuck? Like, just
It's the
something to go
sub.
crazy to.
It's like the actual like sub bass, like the really really low range. But I think probably what 0 point what we're talking about isn't just the sub bass range; it's the low bass too, right? Like we listen to stuff all the time on these headphones that have plenty of low end, and it sounds fat, and it's not like it's impossible to make good sounding low end for
Yeah.
these headphones especially. But like your job as a mixing engineer is to make it sound good on every system. Like
Hmm.
that's the whole point. So it's not to say that it's only about specifically that sub 40 hertz range or whatever it is, or sub 30 or
That brown
20.
note. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is like there's a lot of space in that just low end generally, like maybe I don't know, below 100 hertz or something, that could be improved. So, and we'd be able to hear that very clearly on these. So
Yeah, this type of song, you got to make the listeners say "Life's a bitch" and then you die. This is like make the listeners shit themselves type beat. Like that's what we need, and to do
yeah,
that, you need those brown note frequencies, baby.
yep.
But, anyways, that's a lot. Vibes. What do we got?
I think I've got a score.
Hmm. Okay. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Three,
Okay.
two, one. Dude, yes. Okay, fine. I'll do it.
I
I'll do
knew
it.
you
I'll
were
do
gonna
it.
do
I'll do it.
that.
I'll do it. 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 Okay. I was there first. Yeah. This is a 69
It's
song. Yeah,
totally, definitely, it's for sure a
for
69.
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Content. What do we got?
Yeah, and then like I think we talked a bit about that. Like it's cool. There's lots of cool stuff you're doing here. Like it does change throughout a lot. It's not just like a looped thing in any way.
The sound
Um,
design's awesome.
sound
Some
design's
organic,
great.
but yeah.
Yeah, like really cool timbres. I think just like cohesively or holistically, you could like supplement it with a little bit more low end. But great like distorted timbres. Arrangement wise, I do think that sort of post first drop or whatever section could be, or I guess it's the lead into the second drop, could just be a little bit more diversified or like have more of a purpose. Like um, uh, this might be partly production, but it's also a little bit, just how you arrange things. I feel like there's a little bit of room to make the overall mix and arrangement cleaner, like just a little bit. Remove just like excess or like duck down excess parts that just kind of get in the way of things. Because I feel like there's a decent amount of like mid range clashing that's going on right now, and just kind of like a little tinge of disorganization. So that's just like really refining it and focusing on what's important. Like, what are the parts that actually move the needle in terms of like makes it a great track to listen to, and what are the things that are kind of like distracting and are in the background, like jumping up and saying me, but like nobody gives a fuck about that sound. It's not interesting, or it's like maybe it's kind of annoying or harsh. So I'm hearing just a little bit of room for like cleaning this up to sound more sort of radio ready, like audience ready, I guess you could say. But overall, again, great work on like designing all of this and interesting arrangement and flow. It's cool. And yeah, you
Yeah.
said actual real talk. I think there's a solid track in there, just needs polishing. Yeah, if that's the stage it's at, that's perfectly fine. And I think you're on a good track to it, and it's got a nice nice thing going so far.
Yeah.
Seps
And
type beat. What the fuck?
yeah, it's definitely like sepsis type beat. It's just so, dude. The man literally coughed like as an instrument. Like he is spreading germs with
It's
this
funny.
beat. And Espadrille, he's hilarious. He's like, I'd say you need a clean porcelain bowl and a solid stall
Oh my
surround, my
god.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need
it's
that
funny.
bathroom stall reverb, bro. Like someone needs
Yep.
to build a. I'm sure there it exists out there, but like
Yep.
bathroom
Yep.
stall reverb, yeah, that's what you need. But yeah, I think the sound design I think is fantastic in a lot of areas. There's a lot of sounds I like. There's a lot of sounds that make me squirm. There's a lot of sounds that make me feel sick to my stomach, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what he's going for. That's fantastic. I think the dynamic between the producer and like the person that's frustrated with them, I think you could amp that up more and make it even more entertaining. But I think it's a cool concept. So, yeah, that's what I have for content. Do you want to say anything before we give a score?
No, you have score.
Three, two, one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that the strong suit is just the creativity and the,
It's hard. Yeah.
arrangement, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's hard for sure. Production.
And then yeah, production we talked about. Like I just think it's a little bit crowded. Like you just clean things up a little bit, polish it. Definitely fill out that low bass and sub bass, and just make this sound giant, because I really think you could. And like those kind of distorted, wubby parts sound fucking awesome when they have a really good strong bass that's synced, directly to them. So that will make this, I think, sound just like 1,000 times bigger and more impactful. And it makes there's this weird thing I find where, like, if you've got the timbre of that distorted thing there and it's cool, once you add a supporting like low frequency element to it, it makes the whole instrument sound just like bigger and better and like more, it's just tastier. Like, it's just better when things feel like they're full. So that's a big area for potential improvement, I think. All right. What do you got, Chris?
Sorry, I was just replying, and I replied wrong because I'm a boomer. Yeah, production wise, yeah, I said the sound design is fantastic. I agree with what you're saying. It could be cleaned up a little bit. Overall, though, I'm pretty impressed production wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. I have a score. Do you?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Bluey. I figured you'd go lower. Okay.
I just thought it's the area that has the most room for improvement. That's all. Relative to the content and the vibes.
I agree. I get sound design. Does that go here or content? It's like kind of both, right?
It's a little bit of both, yeah.
Yeah, but okay. Track total.
Flexible. Yeah, and then I mean, it's a sick track. I mean, we've talked about it pretty much. I don't know if I have much more to add other than the feedback we've given so far. Just keep working on it, polishing it, and it could be really unique.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, get that brown note in there. Yeah, I have a score. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Like, do you know I just ate Subway? You gotta make me poop my pants with this.
Oh,
beat,
he did the score. Okay, well, yeah, I'm
Yeah. See, I would love to go 69 here because that fits, but like,
yeah, for sure.
It's funny. It's funny. The other scores are higher than my vibes, but I put 69 there.
True.
Interesting. But okay, yeah, thank you. And what's this guy's name? Mayert TV. Thank you. We're glad that you like detailed feedback. That's what we feel like our differentiator is here. So appreciate that you like it.
Yep.
I think did you submit? Yeah, you did. You submit your song.
You did, and just hopefully it's clear on the page there. You can just see it right in the queue. But we've mentioned a couple times we usually get through 5 tracks. We're already 10 minutes over our stream time, but we'll just do this last one because 0 Point you're here, and we usually commit to 5. But as you can see, you will be up first next stream, Merit, because you're 6th in the queue for today. And we do this every Friday. We're here from 5:30 to 7:30 Central. Follow us on Twitch. You'll get notified when we go live. You'll already get an email notification on the day of the stream next week to say, hey, you're going to get reviewed later today. And you'll be up first. So if you join, 5:30 Central Time next week, you'll get your feedback then. But again, we always offer the option if you really wanted to get ahead and just get it reviewed today, you can just tip us $5, and that's in the form there as well. But without further ado, don't want to push 0 Point out either since that hasn't happened. So let's go to 0 Point if that sounds good.
Yep, 0 Point. L's Dreams. And Mayert, if by next week, if you want to update your track, you can do that. We'll hold your spot for you. No worries.
Yeah. If you got something new you want us to review.
0 Point. L's Dreams. Their role on the song was songwriter. Track genre is meditation. All right, we've seen it all, guys. Is it Alan Watts? We don't know.
I didn't even
Track
realize
artist.
I added that as a genre.
Yeah. Track artist, synthwave? That's your track artist name, or is that also a genre? And then track description says a side dub / ethereal bass track. So ethereal, excuse me, bass track from my upcoming Sybient EP. Look at all of these different genres you've mentioned. But okay, 0 Point. I'm ready. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
3:33, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, Mayor. I like this a lot.
It's doing some weird stuff there.
Nice stereo feel.
Nice bass sound. Cool. Very deep. My nose is sub bass.
I would like a more captivating top blend. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh, it just ended.
Yeah, I know. It's it hit the end for you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just
abrupt.
kind of just ends. It-
Yeah, it's abrupt. Don't do that. Fade us out slowly. Masterful,
Wait, it
like
does fade out. You see the fade in the waveform, right?
yeah, but it didn't fade out all the way.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of a yeah, I see that.
It's not finished though. Cool. Yeah,
Interesting.
that was a very I think solid track actually.
Yeah.
Um, Pretty masterful in many ways in terms of setting up a soundscape and the attention to detail, the stereo field, all the different sounds that are happening. I think yeah, you really did paint sort of this like misty uh Himalayan temple kind of vibe that I was getting from it in terms of the instrumentation too. Um, yeah, very ethereal. I think ethereal is a great way to describe it. Do you have any vibes, first impressions, Josh? I
I'm
have
just
some other
seeing
things to say too.
0
But
point says need to make 2 more minutes for it. Like what?
you know what? No, you don't.
I one of my I mean, look, I definitely like love the sounds that you've created. Like, I think you are the expert on sub bass. Like, really
Yeah,
nice bass timbre and sound there. Definitely ethereal. Pretty like relaxing. I think could
I
be a
think
good
they.
thing or a bad thing, but like that
Yeah,
second towards the end there, like just the second half, I did zone out a little bit because
yeah.
it was kind of just like a little sleepy, kind of the same thing for
Hmm.
that whole portion.
Yep.
And maybe that's the point. Maybe you want, well, you did say meditation, so actually that's exactly what you want, I guess. If you want to add, like you're talking about making this longer too, my guess is that you kind of want it to be something that somebody can like, yeah, zone out and get into. If that's the case, that's actually great. Like if I were looking for like meditation music and this is labeled as that, which I think is important to make sure that it is, this could be a great thing for that. It's a super soothing sound and bass, or to listen to while you're on some substances.
Hmm.
Nice. But yeah, I think for that purpose, it works pretty well. And honestly, I could see a need for potentially a little bit more of the track if it really is supposed to be like a meditation thing. Um, but I like that it's soothing and I like the sounds that you're using. And yeah, I'm not sure what else I had to say beyond that. What do you got? Anything else?
I actually agree with your initial feedback in that it's a little sleepy at the end, and
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a super fantastic foundation. I think what is needed is a captivating top line and melody to really
Yeah, I
hook us
agree.
in and keep us
A
there. Because
mantra, if you want to get into the
y-
meditation,
yeah, dude.
metaphors.
So yeah, I don't know if you're familiar, Zero Point, with an artist called Rude, capital Rude. I feel like he has a very similar kind of style to you, and I actually like as a rapper, I like took one of his songs and like rapped on it, and it's one of my most like famous videos. It's like like 250K on YouTube or
Oh
something.
shit.
Yeah, but like his music, I think is pretty similar to this. It's very ethereal. Um, has kind of like at least the song that I did, it was like a very um I think the main instrument was like a sitar. It was like very kind of meditation music, but the bass is heavy. The drums are, smacking like this is. And the difference that I have between like what you're serving up right now and like his music always there's something that's like a top line that is very catchy, very hooky, and allows people to just kind of get lost to it and repeat the song over and over again. And I feel like you have everything except for that top line. And I think if that's the next thing you should work on, just work on a top line like Josh said that could be a mantra that people like when they go away from your song, they'll like repeat it in their head and they want to listen to it again.
Yeah.
Like you have everything there, a foundation for a fantastic song and something that could really glue. Like if you look at Roots, that song, I think it's called Eternal Youth. Like I think it's his most popular song and it's got like millions of streams, like 20 million streams. I think you could get there if you just have and it's not easy, but if you have a top line that's like hooky and gets people wanting to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rude. RUD. Yeah,
Just the word rude, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He spelled it like weird.
Rude.
Ruede?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Let me see. It's called Eternal Youth. Yeah.
So wait, the guy you're talking about is his thing related to the like sort of meditative thing?
It's very similar, I would say.
Oh, it's funny that his name is Rude in all caps, and he's making some calm music.
Right, for real.
It's
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, I think he does it really well, and I think you might enjoy them. 0 Point, but yeah, let me know. But yeah, that was my kind of overall vibe to it. I think it's fantastic for a foundation. If you really want to, like, yeah, there's like a field for meditation music, but I think you could push this further to be like palpable by a huge audience. I
Yeah.
think it's very professional sounding, and yeah, just get a top line that people love. And yeah, it's not easy, but it's possible. So yeah, yeah. Do you have a score for vibes?
Yep.
Okay. All right, me too. 3, 2, 1.
Oops. Didn't publish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Just a little bit of room. Like I actually really agree with the whole thing about move it up on point there. That about the
Top line.
top line. I think that's it's super important and would make a huge difference here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Content.
Well, yeah,
Talked
going
about
off
it.
of that, I also think that like having that top line would give you kind of a license to make this like longer and still have it be like useful even for someone who's not like actively just trying to meditate or just zone out. Like if somebody wants to listen to this just for pleasure, like having a top line keeps it engaging enough that it
Mhm.
can serve both purposes. It can be an interesting listen when you're like conscious and it can be still like even more so that sort of trance state that it draws you into because the repetition and just the way that the human perception of music works, like that's a good thing. It would help a lot to draw people in. It's like having the voice sort of element of things or the story, all those analogies we use.
Mhm.
um but yeah, otherwise with content, I mean, it's again like great sound choices. I think you've got some work to do though on like the overall structure and how you want it to go. I think the outro could be a little better. Like just the part that you were actually fading out didn't have a lot of resolve to me. Like it was kind of just like hanging out in midair. Like it left things feeling unresolved, especially the fact that it just faded while it didn't. Things were still going. It didn't feel like finished, and then it cut off a little bit abruptly at the very end of that tail. So I'm guessing you'll probably change it, given that you said you're going to add a bunch to it. But I think you could make that end be a little bit more graceful, probably.
Mhm.
Other than that, I mean, you have any thoughts, content?
Nah, I kind of like set a lot of it on vibes. Like, I think it's a fantastic foundation. You just need a top line that's captivating.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. So all that said, I have a score. You have a score?
Yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1. I think
Yeah,
it's like if you have, and like I said, it's hard. So it's a big if. If you get like a top line that's captivating, this could be purple easily. But yeah,
for sure.
it's pretty masterful the way it's done.
Yeah, and my thing there is just like with incomplete sections or non-existent sections, like I don't know what the end result is going to be. Right in this state, I think
Mhm.
it's like okay, but not really ready, and it's
Yeah,
decent efforts required to get there.
I agree. Yeah. And I don't even if you have a captivating top line, I don't think you need to make it longer, especially not 2 minutes longer. There's no need for that,
Yeah,
in my
it depends
opinion.
on what you
Just
want to
just let
do.
them repeat. Just let them repeat the song.
Maybe, but I don't think that's the same. Like, I mean,
Sure.
if you're listening to a playlist of meditation music, you don't want to have little like 3 minute, 4 minute songs. Sometimes,
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. Yeah, I'm not. I d- I guess I'm like I'm wanting this person to not just be in the like I'm gonna make meditation music. I want this
yeah, but
like
it's
to be a palpable song that a lot of people can enjoy and people can use it for meditation music if they want to. Like that artist Rude, like he has like fantastic top lines, same kind of like Zen like vibe to them, and like people like play it when they play Minecraft. I think there's like a whole
yeah,
that song has like a whole history with like being a Minecraft song because people like love to zone out to it and play Minecraft to it. It's like
yeah,
let them do that. Like you
sure,
don't have to force them
but
to do like a 6 minute song.
I don't think I don't think those things are correlated necessarily though, because an example that's coming through the from the atmosphere right now for me is Emancipator. Do you know that
Mhm.
artist?
No.
Very kind of meditative. Like, there's definitely melody, but it's kind of like usually longer-ish tracks, but they're very popular.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't think the length is a hit on making something that people want to listen to or has sort of a trance meditative quality to it. Like, not
Sure.
everything, especially in this area, needs to be under 4 minutes or whatever. And I think you could make it so that it can be longer than that and still sufficiently interesting. But in that case, it would need some changes to like add
Yeah.
a little bit more of a groove to it or a little bit more melody, like some thematic stuff.
Yeah. Or
If you want to
progression.
do that, yeah, or just more progression overall. But there are
Just
a
be
lot of
challenging.
examples in the general realm of like popular-ish music around like ambient and electronic that is sort of meditative and can be used
Yep.
for that. But most of those songs, now that I think about it, are pretty long usually. Like not every single one, but a lot of them are 4 minutes plus easily, if not like sometimes 6 or 7 minutes, honestly.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
there's
I can
any
see it.
exception to that rule of like pop song needs to be under a certain amount, it's like in the sort of more meditative, trancey type stuff, I think.
I could see it. I'm just like a listener of like I said, Rude, for example, and like I
Mhm.
feel like I don't want him to go that way because it's more effort. Like I think right now, like the first thing I'd want him to do is get a captivating top line, and he
Mhm.
could get that, and then he could have the same format and be okay. And if he tries to extend it, he has to put more work into it. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
most of the tracks in the style around the 5 minute mark. Is music take you a little walk in your head? 3 minute walk is not that far. Fair.
Kinda like that
Yeah,
idea.
do what you got to do.
It's meant to
Um,
be slower paced and you're kind of just like stay in it for a little bit. It's almost like when you're actually like meditating, like a lot of people struggle to like stay in it because they're like, thoughts are coming up. I need to go to the next thing. And like the whole point is like you're supposed to do more of a focused thing than you are used to, you normally do. And it's almost like these songs potentially should be a little bit longer than a normal song because it's intentional that you're supposed to get into it and kind of try to stay in a slower pace for a little bit. So I can see that idea or concept there too.
I could see it. I
Um,
just disagree. I
sure, it's not your
understand. I just
style. It's
disagree.
fine. But
Yeah,
he said he couldn't find the genre psy dub slash Cybient. I've never heard of
I've never heard
those.
of it either. Yeah,
Um,
you could suggest them.
I
That
mean,
are
we have
fun.
ambient and experimental and meditation there, which could,
Meditation is wild that it's in there. Actually, I didn't realize, but yeah.
yeah. Well, it can be a genre. I mean, there are whole playlists that are made for that and songs that are purposed for it. So I guess that's kind of relates here.
Yep,
But production, let's see.
I have my score.
Mm, yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's up there. I think the production
That was
is
really good.
the most well polished part of this. I think like it sounds good overall, just well rounded, and got that bass too, of course.
It does. Yeah, everything sounds real nice and balanced. Um, clean, crisp. Track total. I'm over here. Okay.
All right, I've got a score.
Me too. 3, 2, 1. Yep.
Boom.
Cool. Solid. Yeah, get
Yeah.
that top line. What's up, Lil X the God? We are over. How you doing?
Yeah,
Music.
we're just wrapping up. We're like 30 minutes over our usual stream time. We're usually here every Friday, 5:30 to 7:30 Central Time. And we get through like 5 tracks to stream. We give really detailed constructive feedback. So if you're interested in that, you can still submit to the queue. We've got a link in the chat that you can go to. That
Mhm.
is our own platform that we've been developing that I can give a little rundown of what that actually is. But if you want to get in there, Lil X the God, and submit your track, you will be one of the first submissions next week. We've only got one in the queue for them. And you'll also get an email notification the day of the stream to say, hey, just a reminder, you submitted a track to us. You'll probably get reviewed today. Here's the link and the time that we're live. So hopefully that's helpful. But to give some context on FastTrack, this again, we've got this platform we've been building. That's how you submit to the stream and how we manage the scores and all that stuff that you see on the overlay here. But we're also building a whole bunch of music productivity tools, essentially. So you can upload projects to FastTrack, which have project tracks in them, and those tracks can have individual versions or revisions that you can upload as you create them, and all of that will be shared with any collaborators that you invite to the project or to the track. Those people can have full access. They can have comment only access, view only access, that kind of thing. And everyone can leave timestamped comments on those tracks, so you can see where people have feedback or ideas. Collaborate and keep track of your changes, and also assign tasks. And tasks can have assignees and deadlines so that you know exactly what you need to do and when, and who is responsible for the different parts of releasing your music. So that's what we've got right now. That is in closed beta. And if you really want to get into that, the homepage to our website, which needs to be updated a little bit, but you can sign up for the waitlist in there, and eventually we'll reach out to you to get you into the product. If you want to get in sooner, you're really interested in that idea, just reach out to us on Discord or on Instagram. Our Discord is going to go in the chat right there. And our Instagram is fasttrack_music. So you can just message us if you want to get into the product and try it out and give us ideas. But ultimately, if that sounds cool to you, let us know. We'd love to help you out. If it doesn't, and you have other ideas of things that can help you make music better, let us know those too. And we're open to future ideas that we will build. And that's what we're trying to do, just make a platform that helps you make your best music and do it more efficiently and easily and with less sort of unknown variables. So yeah, looking forward to all of that. Thanks for joining on the stream. As always, we're here every Friday, 5:30, 7:30 Central, and love hearing new music every week and giving you feedback, and hopefully it's all helpful. That's our goal.
Mhm. Yep. We love it.
Yep. Anything else, Chris?
Nah, I'm good. I'm glad I didn't poop myself today with the music that was submitted, but I got pretty close. So
Pretty close.
yeah, be careful, guys. Be careful out there. I appreciate you guys. Happy Friday. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to hear your songs next week. So
Indeed.
yeah,
Sounds
join the
good.
platform. It's gonna be a great time.
Yep. Get on it. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Peace.
Peace. Oh, I better not.